Welcome to another episode of the Get Inside Me show, where we're getting inside the all Asian male talk panel. And as you guys know, I'm your host, Ms. PATU, LOCA. And thanks to a few of you females that were like, okay, you do all these AMBW and interracial videos. What's the great things about dating them? And by me doing the video, of course, the Asian videos like really blown up on that. So thanks to Tommy, because I want to give a shout out to Tommy and a few other women. They were like, oh, well, I would love to have a panel. Wouldn't it be cool to have you to talk like how you did for Melodic Mike? And so, ladies, I did it. All the guys that you guys wanted to see and all the guys that you guys wanted to ask questions to, that you guys wanted to get access, I tracked them down, and they're in this panel. I want to first introduce you guys to Alan Z, R&B singer. Say hi, Alan Z.
What's up, everybody? Alan Z, R&B artist, hip-hop artist, singer, rap.
Then we have Brian J, because we have two Brians in the room today, the comedian.
Hey, everybody.
Then we have the other Brian, that's at the AMBW in Las Vegas.
What's up?
Then, of course, for a lot of you guys who I call AKA Thunder Thighs, Melodic Mike.
What's good? What's good with everybody? Come from the West Coast over here.
Yeah, he's advertising that shirt because he's going to be taking the shirt off for the Take Your Shirt Off campaign. So then we also have Mr. TGK Films himself, THEO Kim.
Hello from Canada.
Hello from Canada. So from a lot of you women, a lot of you guys sent me a lot of questions, posing and wanting to ask questions to the men on the panel. But because some of the questions were a bit aggressive, a sister just had to. Yeah, because some of the questions were, a bit aggressive. And that's how, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who have to ask them. I don't want you guys to look like, yeah, right, okay. Who's to say that you're not asking it yourself? So seeing that I'm in a panel with all you sexy guys, I have to admit something. All of you guys, I will admit, yes, I pulled the perv move. I have watched some of you guys, well, all of you guys' videos on mute and just not did any freaky nasty things for all you viewers, but I actually had to watch you guys on mute because you guys looked so damn sexy. Now, Brian, the video where you were showing where you're coming off of New York, like with the whole thing, I know I had to put a few hundreds on that video because I was checking that out. And Mike, you always talking, but like I told you, you were like my boyfriend in my head, so he was like my boyfriend for a while. Then we're gonna talk about Alan, which my niece is like a huge like Asian fan of music, so she listens to T-pop, C-pop, and all that. And I was like, okay, well, I need to find music that actually has it in English, and that's how I found Alan Z. And THEO, the video that you did with your mom and everything like that, I'm like, oh my God, he has long hair. He could save me because he's like a superhero, and he's like Clark Kent because he got the glasses. So that's how I found THEO. So as you guys find out and as you guys look at the videos, on the bottom part in the description after the show and during the show, you'll find all my favorite videos about them and all their social medias in the description box down below. Now, the first request that I got from the women and the ladies on the answering questions selection, because if you guys are watching it on the event page, if you're following me on social media, there's a link where you click on it and you can ask questions live while we're on the air. Nimi895 says, is it possible for all of you guys to lick your lips slowly?
Damn.
I'll be anyway, so it's all good.
I'm going to let my man Alan go first because he's A.
Okay, yes, Alan. Okay, Brian J.
Me? All right.
He's like, me?
How about I lick one of my dog's lips? Ready? There you go.
The other Brian? And Melodic Mike? And THEO from TGK Films. Ooh, THEO. Okay, Theo, calm down because you don't want to have rapists walking the streets looking for you. Okay, now, of course, I do have a few of your fans that actually had questions that was submitted to you guys. But the first question that they wanted to ask was, what is each of you guys' nationality? So, who wants to start first?
I'm Chinese.
Who's Chinese?
Chinese?
Wait, I'm sorry, because all of you guys' voice is so deep, I can't tell which one's who.
Why don't you ask?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alan Z. What is your nationality?
I am Chinese American.
Chinese American? And if you don't mind, what city that you live in, and what kind of music do you do?
I make R&B and hip hop music, and also pop music.
Okay. And Brian J., your nationality, where are you from, and what is it that you do?
I am Chinese. I'm from New York, and I am doing comedy, and I'm gonna end the day job at the same time.
Brian's at the AMBW. Brian, you might need to unmute yourself.
I don't think you hear you.
Melodic Mike?
Vietnamese, Chinese, and French. I'm coming from Southern California.
And what is that you do?
I'm a life coach day in and day out.
But then, remember your Thunder Thighs photo and...
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm a life coach. I'm also...
Yeah, I've never seen no life coach that look like that.
I'm a fitness trainer, too. Yeah.
And Theo Kim from TGK?
I am a Korean Canadian, and I do... I direct and produce anything, music videos, corporate videos, short films. I'm working on my first feature film right now, so yeah, that's what I do.
I have an idea.
For all of you guys, the first question I want to ask you, Kim, how did you even get into what you do, like to get into films?
You know what? I'm a huge movie nerd, and I've always wanted to get into directing, and in 2010, decided to go to film school. With cameras being so cheap now, anyone could shoot a movie on their iPhone. So, I just wanted to become a storyteller and make people laugh and entertain people. So, I'm doing what I love. So, yeah.
And Mike, when you got into, because how I found you was from your videos, and you do have some positive messages in it. But the question I have is, how did you get into like doing motivational speaking, and then because I do know you do a lot of work with the youth. So how did you get into that?
Combination of a few things. I would say the short version would be, I grew up kind of just wanting to continue helping people, and dibble dabbling in music and just theater and acting and stuff like that. I realized that there wasn't a lot of role models for our next generation. So I work with a lot of foster youth, a lot of probation youth, and my whole objective is just to be an example for the next generation that, being a good person, being a strong, confident person can get you by, and really just continue to pay it forward. I just feel as though there's too many people looking at the wrong things in this world, or just focusing on things that aren't really that important. And so, having a structure like this where we have so many gentlemen here who have come from different facets of life, I'm very, very just grateful right now for you putting this together.
Well, no, I'm actually excited because a lot of times, like, I didn't know what AMBW was until I moved to Florida, and I would always hear a lot of women say AMBW, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. When I found out what it was and what it stood for, I'm like, I thought Asian guys, just like any guys, they date whatever that they're attracted to, whatever that they like and stuff. I didn't know there was so many negative things, about it. So that's why I was like, okay. So when I started doing videos and things, yeah, I did get a lot of nasty hate mail, especially from you guys that made some nasty comments to me. And I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because, you have good, you have bad, and you have all variety, everything in between.
Yep.
And Brian, Mr. Comedic. Now, the only complaints I have to say is the video that you did about the New York, where you were showing that how it is in New York with the loud drilling and stuff. You should have added a good hour of you laying in the bed, getting up slowly, then 2 seconds of the, what was going on outside. Because you don't know how many times I have to keep rewinding to the part where you open your eyes and get to the, to the window. I had to keep starting from there. But how did you get into comedy?
I'm sorry?
Now, I said, how did you get into comedy?
Oh, I've always liked doing it. I've always been a fan of comedy, and I guess I was at a point in my life where I figured, you know what, I was in grad school, and I thought, if I don't try it now, it was never going to happen. And I was going to go down this road where I'd be miserable and unhappy. So I decided to just go out and do it. And I met some people around the city, and we started to, go out, do some open mics here and there. And next thing you know, we just, go from there. And that was like 9 years ago.
Now, by your parents being from overseas, because both my parents are from overseas, and I know how they react, because it's like you either have to be a doctor, lawyer, or something, So how did your parents take it when you're like, oh, I want to be a comic? I want to do comedy.
Well, I mean, they still are not fully accepting of it to this day. But then again, they don't really accept anything I really do, so I'm kind of used to it. Yep. But they're not supportive at all. They want me to be like a nice, whatever, professional guy, career-oriented. But I understand the importance of that, but I just, I can't. You can't spend the rest of your life doing something you're miserable at. I don't believe in that. You gotta do something you love to do, Like things.
Now, Alan Z, Mr. R&B. So I have to call you the R&B swirl because you be doing all that extra stuff. Because the very first time I saw your video, I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was really him until I saw your documentary video where it was showcasing producers, fans, and stuff, speaking about your music. So I was like, oh, that is really his voice,
Right.
So how did you get into music, and what made you select to do music?
So I started out rapping when I was in middle school. So I pretty much didn't sing until I was like 15. I really found my voice, and I just realized I could do more with singing than I could with rapping. Because there's a lot of negative connotations with rapping, and it's very limited when it comes to the audience. So I realized I could open up a lane through music, through singing, because it's more universal, and I found more joy in it because I feel like more people could get into it. So I moved to Atlanta in my late teens, and I started pursuing music on a serious level. I'm still on the grind.
Now, for a lot of you guys, the first question that a lot of people had and wanted to ask you guys is your thoughts on stereotypes. Is there a certain stereotype that you guys hear that you guys want to talk about outside of the penis version? Because I already did a video about Asian penis and everything like that. Like, I already spoke about the fact that out of all the Asian guys I've dated, it was only one that had, like, eraser. All the other ones didn't. All the other ones was, like, actually, like, King Kong, big, juicy. So I'm like, maybe I got to, do some African history to see how much chocolate was mixed in that. But, because I always hear people like, oh, they have small penises, but it's not true. So if I had to count between all the different Asian nationalities that I've dated, there was only have been one that had like a little, like a snub. Like I can't even get my fingers tight enough. But then the other ones was like, oh my goodness. Like I felt like I was in the palace of big penises. So yeah.
Penis.
That's funny you say that. I just watched a documentary on Netflix called Unhung Hero. Mm-hmm. And there's it's about a white guy that gets dumped because his penis is too small, and he travels the world trying to figure, life out. And so he goes to a condom manufacturer I think it was in Germany, and they said that the smallest condoms that are made are all get shipped to Korea. So I'm like, I don't know. It's pretty funny. You gotta watch it. Unhung Hero on Netflix is a very funny documentary.
I gotta watch that. I'm gonna try to find that the link for the commercial so I can put it on the description box down below. Anybody want to speak about their penis?
Sure. What do you want to know?
No, that's what I'm saying. What are you guys' thoughts about the negative? Because you always hear, it seems like that's guys' excuse. Like, oh, Asian guys have small penises. Brian, you're the one with the deep voice. Speak up, Brian. What do you think about the stereotype of the Asian penis?
I wouldn't know. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. I mean, I would think you would have more expertise in this area. You know, I've never dated an Asian guy. You know what I mean? I've seen my own.
Now that's funny.
But, you know, like, I would have to, I mean, my knowledge of this subject is just as deep, no pun intended, as anybody else's, because you know what I mean? Unless you're like, hey.
Brian got a guest.
Oh, hi. Well, no, because remember you did this video about interracial dating. You were speaking about, because I shared that video so much when I was starting off doing videos on AMBW. You had this video where you were talking about you were making comics about you dating black women and how you would come home and people in your building would see you with the black girl and they were like, oh my goodness, and things like that. So that video, I did share it a lot, and every single social media that I had, and everybody was like, oh, I never knew this guy. That's kind of funny. And so you happened to talk about the penis part, so I was like, okay, so Brian, and you have deep bass. So, I mean, well, ladies, just in case, any guy that has deep bass in his voice has to it comes from the balls. I believe bass comes from men's balls.
Is that right?
Not to say that if you don't have bass, you just got to check. But the bass comes from balls. Now, Alan Z, what do you think about the stereotype about how they say Asian guys have small penises?
I mean, I feel like you can use it to prove them wrong because it's so easy to. Like, if you know that you don't have it and you're with your girl, like, all you gotta do is whip it out. Like, problem solved, you know? So I don't really see it as too much of an issue because, you know, you just use the negative to a positive, you know? I never had an issue, so that's how I feel. I feel like as more and more people start interracially dating, it's gonna go away eventually over time, you know. So I'm not concerned, you know. I know what I have, so I don't worry.
Melodic Mike?
You know, here's my thing. As much as people want to say, you know, Asian men, small penises, whatnot, if you talk about, let's say, most women who, African American women, black women, if they've been with the brothers that have the big mandingos and whatnot, and then they date an Asian guy, and this has happened to me. So you date an Asian guy, you know, everybody looks at him, and they're like, why is he with him? But you notice that she's happy? Yeah. So there is no stereotype. Don't believe, you know, everybody wants to say certain things that, man, it all depends on the person. Some people have it, you know, they're well endowed, some are not. I think just people like to generalize Asian guys. Here's the biggest thing. We're not very outspoken. So when people say stuff about us, we're just kind of like, whatever. You know, we don't get all defensive. We don't really care. I think majority of the time we just kind of brush it off and keep it pushing. But so many people take that action as, oh, you know, he's not defending himself, so he must have a small penis. But I think the bigger picture is if you're so penis envy about me, then why are you all about focusing on that about me, you know? Yeah, it's just all talk. Whatever.
Well, I mean, to me, how I look at it is, like my grandmother says, because she's from overseas, she always says, once you go rice, because she always said, only stick to guys that like rice and eat rice. So once you go rice, you never look twice. So, oh, notice that the ping came up when I said the twice on that one. But at the same time, it's so crazy because I'm recording and Mr. Cuba's sitting right here. But I'm just saying, because I don't want to look back at this video and say, oh my gosh, you was in the room with all these juicy, sexy Asian guys, and you didn't even say how you want to say and speak how you have to speak. So, boo, please forgive me. Keep drinking that 6.9 beer alcohol level so that way you don't have to hold me accountable, because I could just blame it on the alcohol when it gets to the point and the level and everything like that. Okay, now, seeing that, is there any type of stereotype that you guys would like to talk about that is annoying as an Asian guy that you hear that you're like, okay, you know what? This is the time when it comes to that particular stereotype, and this is what I'm going to say about it.
I would just say stereotypes in general. Like, if we're really hung up on stereotypes, we're never going to move forward as people, as you know, just as a community, as people with different backgrounds, ethnicity. If we can just get over stereotypes and learn just to embrace whatever it is that you think is a stereotype, not necessarily defend it or prove anybody wrong, but just really embrace it. Like for Alan, you probably have a big old stereotype when it comes to music, right? People saying hip hop, they're like, oh, it's only you're a rapper, you're an Asian rapper, you probably get a lot of flack, right?
Right.
Yeah. So if people got over that and just say hip hop is hip hop, music is music, and just embrace the fact that everybody wants to be part of it, then these stereotypes will slowly go away.
Right. I'll give you an example. That's a really good point that you brought up. I remember when I put out this remix of our Nah, you know, like Ty Dolla $ign The Weeknd. And so when I was singing it, I was singing really explicit lyrics, you know, about doing certain things to women. And then, like, I got a lot of flack from people. They were like, what are you doing? Like, why are you saying all this stuff? But it's like, I didn't even write it. It was The Weeknd. He sang it. You know what I mean? Like, stuff about nasty things you do to a woman. And they're like, why is this Asian dude doing it and whatever? I mean, I got a lot of views, but it's like, I still got a lot of hate too. And it's like, yo, would you say that to someone who's black? But you're just doing it to somebody who's Asian because you feel like he's not able to say these things because of what you think of us. You know what I mean? And I felt like that needs to be gone because everyone's just human. Everyone's different. And it's dumb to be like, oh, well, you're Asian, so you should stick to this kind of, you know what I mean? Or you should talk like this, you should sound like this, and whatever. So I feel you.
Right.
I definitely do.
Now, for a lot of you guys, when it comes to, so is there anyone that want to speak about anything dealing with negative stereotype when it comes to the Asian guys that you're like, you know what, I'm going to speak on that one?
I don't know. There's big stereotypes. Are they like huge? Can anybody list like big stereotypes beside the penis envy?
Well, no. I mean, the penis. Well, I know as a chocolate, I always hear people always say, "Oh, well, what's so great about an Asian guy because they have small penises?" As if like we the princess of Mandingo Kingdom and every chocolate brother. And I could honestly say, not every black man, baby, and listen to what I'm saying because I know you're Latino. But not every black man got a big penis. I can say that. I didn't see every penis on the planet or anything like that. And nor have I participated. But you know, men don't care about showing their piece. But all I gotta say is when I saw the piece, it was a lot of silence. It was no rumble. I hear no lions roaring in the jungle, none of that. It was just all that. But then the thing that gets me is like, especially when there's guys that see Asian guys with women of different nationalities and different races, especially particularly a black woman, because it's still, when you look at statistics, it's very rare to find black women date, you know, outside of the race, besides white men or European men. To me, I'm looking like, first of all, when you see an Asian guy with a black woman, they're never, like you were saying, Mike, they're never sad. They're actually happy. Like, I don't know if it's the kung fu power or whatever, but that female be thick as shit. All that booty for all that cushion, everything like that. And ain't no way in hell you gonna find a sister. And I'm talking about, I don't care if that sister comes from the Caribbean islands, from the motherland herself. Ain't no sister gonna be interlocked, fingers holding in public, unless she know that kung fu power got a lot of punch. That's all I gotta say. So for a lot of you guys, and that's what I said in other videos too, especially talking about and addressing about the Asian penis. If you see an Asian guy with any girl of any race, you can't just assume whatever. But at the same time, when you see him with a chocolate sister, especially a sister with booty, you know, more pieces of meat than KFC combined, you know.
Damn.
I'm telling you, you don't need no hot sauce for that. He's the hot sauce. The Asian brother is the hot sauce. So.
Add my sriracha to your thighs.
So the first question I got from Anasa B, but she spelled it ASNA-B, because I don't want her to beat me up and say, you didn't say my name right. The first question she want to ask you guys is, what do you do? She's asking you guys for advice. So she says, what do you do when a guy likes you but is too shy to talk to you? But I want to get to know him. Help. So what's any of you guys' advice for her?
Wait, she likes a guy, but she's too nervous to ask?
Yeah, well, no, she's not too nervous, but the question I have is, why does it seem like so, I know cultural-wise and everything compared to America, America's just more blunt, wild, and aggressive, but why does it seem like for a lot of Asian guys, they're so shy? What is up with that?
I think it goes back to the whole stereotypes thing because I think a lot of Asian men feel like they don't know how to talk to other people because of what people see in us. You know what I mean? When it comes to preconceived notions, so it's that assumption that everyone else thinks of us as walking caricatures. You know, and I feel like a lot of us don't walk out of our comfort zones, and sometimes it leads to miscommunication. Like if a girl likes us, not me, but I'm saying like, you know, generally, like we might not be able to say anything because we're like, oh, what if she just rejects us because of this and that, because we're Asian or whatever. And I think it's just once you're honest to the fact that there are people that like us, you know, you get the confidence, you won't have that problem. I really think it boils down to insecurity and the fact that the media kind of really shits on us a lot, you know, and we have to overcome it and realize there's tons of people that don't think like that, you know.
So what advice would you give to a woman, regardless if she's black or not? Because this is a panel for black women, because it's a lot of, like, okay, before we get into that, what are you guys' thoughts when you guys hear the whole AMBW and you guys find out that sisters, I'm talking about women of all different nationalities, especially chocolate sisters, think you guys are sexy? What pops up to mind? Like, do you guys ever, you know, like, do you guys, or are you guys like, oh, okay, like, what comes to mind when you guys see all these AMBW videos, blogs and stuff, where it's like women find you guys in high demand, especially.
Oh, can I get that? Can I get at that?
Oh, yeah.
What I think is, it's about damn time. You, I finally woke up.
So that's how you look at it. You know?
No, I want to touch base on what Alan said.
Mm-hmm.
Let me touch base on what Alan said real quick. I also, from what you said, I totally agree. I also think that a lot of Asian guys is based on our upbringing, on majority of the time that we're raised. And I've spoken about this in the past in some of my videos, but I think our generation, or just our culture, is very structured in a way where back home in our homeland, we're constantly told what to do. You know, we're obedient. So we listen to what our parents tell us to do, our grandparents tell us to do, and we continue on. We don't even ask questions. And it's just starting to come to now that, as you can tell, all the gentlemen on the panel here are very more outspoken. You know, they've come to their own. But I think our upbringing has taught us to be more reserved, to be more quiet, to do as you're told, and just to take care of business, versus being very outright spoken and doing things that creates a buzz or creates some kind of attention. Now, when it comes to like people that finally notice about Asian men, I think it's huge. It's a huge compliment to us. You know, we don't go out searching for attention, but for instance, for Brian to be in comedy, for Alan to do music, you know, for everybody that's doing anything that's in the entertainment industry, it's a huge, I don't know, it's a huge compliment for others to see that, dang, Asian men are talented, they're good looking, they're outspoken, they hold their own, you know. So I think we're thankful. Let's just say that.
Any of you guys want to comment on it?
Well, I mean, I'm dating a black woman, and we're really happy, just like you expected, you know. So, and I feel like as for, you know, just my advice for just Asian men looking to date out, just don't think about it. Think of them as people. Don't think of it as you have to put on a front or you have to act a certain way for girls to like you. Just be yourself, and if she doesn't like you, she's not the one for you, bro. You know, like, do as you would with an Asian girl or a white girl or whatever, and I feel like you'll find yourself a lot happier.
Now, the question I want, the next question I want to ask you guys is, it came from Destiny Long. She just used the question and answer portion app she used the question and answer portion app for the Hangout. Her question that she wants to ask all of you guys is, okay, well, no, let me skip that one because that one was kind of freaky. Okay, well, no. Destiny Long has, have you guys dated black women in the past? If so, how was your experience? Let me start off with THEO.
Yeah, I've dated a couple of black girls in the past, and my experience is that they're a lot of fun, very passionate, I felt they're pretty aggressive, like they, you know, which I like, and they're good in bed.
No, I'm sorry, Brian. Speak louder, Brian. Speak louder. You're too low. You're too low. Put the volume up.
But that's Theo. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Brian, because I saw you in the video getting up out the bed and everything. Sorry, Brian. Theo, I'm sorry, Theo. What was it? Repeat everything you said and use your value. Like put some.
Yeah, I've dated a couple of black girls in the past. We don't have. Actually, in Vancouver, Canada, there's barely any black people up here. So, but yeah, it was awesome. I like how assertive and aggressive they are. They're not shy, and yeah, and like I said, they're great in bed.
Remember, emphasis on great in bed. Okay. Melodic fun.
I have fantastic time. I think, you know, it was during my college years, so it was more of the fact that we were just having fun, going out, spending time. For me, it was different. And like Theo said, more aggressive, more upfront. They know what they want. They tell you what they want. And yeah, still to this day, for instance, last week in Vegas when we went for the AMBW, it was fun. It was a lot of fun meeting with the black women out there. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they're ladies. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what color you are, what ethnicity, what race, treat them like a lady. You're good.
Brian? Okay,
Yes.
Brian, that's in Vegas?
Yes.
The question that was asked was, have you ever dated a black woman in the past? And if so, what was your experience?
I dated a black girl one time, but she used me for my money.
You said the woman used you for money?
Yeah, she don't want me. She want my money.
Brian J?
This is going to be probably a boring answer, but I mean, it's been the same. I've had good experiences, I've had bad experiences. You know, it really depends on the individual.
So it's in the middle?
It depends on the individual.
You know, Brian, I have another question to ask you. You and Mike, when you guys talk, are anybody ever surprised? And what's the main comment you hear when people hear your deep voice?
Yeah, it generally, I mean, I talk about it on stage, personally. It does throw people off. I've been on the phone with people who had no idea what I look like, and then they meet me in person for the first time. They're shocked. They're thinking I'm some, 6'5", 300-pound country. They don't think of me when I'm hearing my voice.
Mike?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Ryan. I've spoken on the phone with many people when they meet me. They're like, I thought you were black. I don't understand how my voice means that I'm black. I don't know how I sound black. I don't know how people can make it like that. But it's funny. There's white guys that have deep voices, Asian guys, black guys, you name it across the board.
You have to base it on the fact that they use the whole stereotypes, so they make it seem like Asian guys are so quiet, meek, keep to themselves, reserved, and things like that. Like, you really got to push them to kick somebody's ass.
So can we go ahead and tell everybody to shut up the stereotypes and just embrace people? You know what I mean?
Alan Z? Since you're dating a black woman, what are your thoughts or your questions on have you ever dated a black woman in your past or even now? So, and if so, what's your experience?
I think my answer is a lot similar to Brian because I think Black Kingdom had good experiences and bad experiences. The one I'm in now is definitely a good one, and I think it that way. But I feel like, for example, if somebody was to want to date out a race and it was a bad experience, I wouldn't let that determine everyone else because, like everyone else on the panel said, everyone is just people. So I would just encourage everybody, if they're interested in somebody, to do it. without thinking, oh, it's a black girl or white girl or whatever, because that person's just an individual who just happen to be a certain color. But overall, it's a good experience. And I feel like with me, I connect more with black women just because of my personality and how I think. So it's easy for me to do it, like as far as connecting and finding similarities.
Now the question I want to ask all of you guys: what was the best pickup line you guys ever heard that you're like, you know what? Because as a woman, I hear a lot of funny ones that I'm like, okay, I'll listen. That was kind of cute. They put a lot of thought to it. And there were some that I'm like, you know what? You're just so handicapped with this. I'm going to have to just give you a brownie point. So what's the best pickup line you ever heard from a black woman that you're like, you know what? That was clever. I like that one. Okay, all right, I'm going to talk. I'm going to stop for a minute. We're going to start off with Theo from TGK Films.
You know what? I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. In Vancouver, where I'm from, girls do not hit on guys, so I can't even answer that question because I've never, never happened.
Really?
No, it's weird. That's why the girls here where I'm from, girls are not aggressive. The guy has to go to them. It's retarded.
Okay, so you're giving ladies, you heard what he said, go to Vancouver. Especially you guys who are aggressive. Melodic Mike?
I think at the end of the day, it doesn't. Guys should approach, or the majority of the time will approach if they're interested. I think even though the stereotype of black women always being aggressive and strong, they still will want the man to approach them just as any other man would. So at the end of the day, I haven't had anybody really. If I was interested in a lady, I always had to make the first move, no matter what ethnicity or background she is. So no, I haven't had anybody come approach me with any kind of line or anything, just like Theo.
Well, I'm gonna have to tell you right now, Mike, that photo when you were pulling the tire and everything like that. Even though I do look at you as my brother, because you like my brother, but I can honestly say there's times when after a while, like because we're both busy doing a lot of stuff, when I'll talk to you and stuff, I'm like, damn. Especially when I use that photo of you advertising pulling the tie with all the thighs and muscles and well, I'm not gonna say muscles. I'm gonna say cuscles. That's like all the cuffs and juiciness and the muscles and everything marinating. I was like, all them cuscles all over there. I'm like, damn, I don't know. I know he's my brother, but my mama ain't never produced no damn muscles and brother juiciness and tire pulling. Like, I'm like, if he can pull a tire, that means he can pull my juicy ass. So that's why I was like, okay. So what are your thoughts? Because the girls, a lot of the times, like when you guys post stuff, we'll get together in our group and then we'll talk about the photo, the video, or whatever, and stuff like that. So that's why it only made sense for the girls to hit us up and be like, oh, I want to see these guys. So happy to find all of you guys for all this. Now, Brian, the next question. Brian is so lost.
You got two Brians, one in Vegas and one.
Yeah.
Brian's like. Okay, well, let me start a brand new question. What's the best advice? Okay, well, Brian, what's the best advice you want to provide to guys, especially Asian guys? Because I do know that a lot of times when I do get guys that ask me questions on how to approach a black woman and stuff like that, or they always say, well, I'm not like Melodic Mike, or I'm not like Theo, I'm not like Alan Z and stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to be any of these guys. Every person has their own personality, their own way of doing things. So like, what best advice would you give to an Asian guy when they're dating outside of their race? And make it comfortable for their family, especially because, a lot of times your family, not that they're racist or anything, because I always try to I always try to allow people to understand that it's not about the race or anything. It's just that, especially since my parents are from overseas, they're more comfortable to what they know. So when they know, okay, this person comes from where I came from, at least the customs, everything's going to be the same. So what's the best advice that you would offer to an Asian guy that would like to date outside his race? And then especially when it transitions to the part where he has to introduce the girl into the family.
Which Brian? Me or Vegas Brian?
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Brian. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. I'm talking about Brian J. Because there's two Brians. You're right, Brian J.
Okay. What would I tell an Asian? I would say, you know, I mean, just be prepared that people are going to look at you a certain way, just because, like everyone has been saying all along, stereotypes exist, and there's no way around that. It's up to you, though, to either sort of reinforce those stereotypes or create like another pattern. I've never tried. I haven't. I mean, that's always in the back of my head. Oh, as an Asian guy, you know, there's certain things that people think about me and what they think I'm gonna act and say. I don't let. I've never let that dominate anything that I do. And it's gonna sound boring and cliche, but you just gotta be yourself. You really do. Be just a good person, be a nice person.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Don't be what you think
0.4%.
they want you to be. That makes sense. Be honest with yourself. Talk to her as a normal human being, and that's always worked for me. Not that it's worked, but it's worked for me.
He said nothing it worked. Now, Alan Z, what's the best advice you would give to an Asian guy that would like to date outside his race, and when it gets to the point where he starts to bring them around family?
I think the first one is just be confident, because the world is going to test you, and they're going to try to, you know, get in between a relationship because you think it's so weird, so taboo. So they're going to try to pick your brain about it, maybe possibly, you know, question it. And even with family, they're going to question it because they see this weird dynamic, you know, for them, you know. So I think one is just be confident, and the second is just be prepared for what's going to come with this. You know, like it comes with responsibility, and it comes with certain problems that, you know, you have to work out if she's really the one for you, you know. And it's just really just about being brave and being courageous about it.
Now, Alan Z and Melodic Mike, did you guys want to answer or give advice to Asian guys that would like to date outside their race, and from having the advice to do that, and then another advice on how to handle it when you know, come home and bring them home to your family and friends?
I would say the biggest thing is, like Alan was alluding to, a lot of it has to do with confidence, but it's just like everything else you do in life. You better have some conviction behind what you do. You know, if you can, like, look at all the gentlemen across the board right now. We're doing things that our family would not necessarily co-sign for. You know what I mean? Like, our families are always about just doing what's status quo just to get by, or be a doctor or an engineer. You know, the stereotypes that you see that's portrayed in the media. Now, you notice that everybody across the board on this panel is confident, has conviction, comes off very, very independent. And for all of those guys, all those Asian gentlemen that want to date outside your race, or just date in general, just know that date with a purpose. You know that you're taking a person, not necessarily for the color of their skin, but for who they are, their personality, their soul. And then, lo and behold, yeah, they might be black, they might be white, they might be whatever, you know, but you got to date with conviction and know that that's what's in your heart, and don't be scared of it. Who cares what other people say? As long as you're happy, to be honest, as long as you're happy, everybody else should be happy for you. And if they're not happy for you, then who are they? You know, they're not on your team then. So focus on you, focus on your happiness, and just keep it pushing.
Now, the next question I got is from Destiny Long. Shout out to Destiny. And she wrote, if you saw a woman you were attracted to, how would you approach them, and do you have any cool or funny experiences from approaching women in the past? So we're going to start off with Mr. Superman, my Asian Clark Kent, PGK, Mr. Theo.
I don't know. When I see a girl, I think I'm attracted to, I just come up to them and I just want to make them laugh. I don't remember exactly what I say. I don't really have. It's just, you know, I have a nice buzz going after a couple vodka sodas, and then I just walk up, and usually what I do is I compliment them about their hair or what they're wearing. I'll notice something, and I'll just come up and just ask them if that sweater is that you know, I don't know, that whatever designer brand or whatever, or even comment on the perfume. I'll try to guess it. And it's kind of just be charming and not kind of douchey, easy, but kind of, you know. So that seems to work for me. So.
Melodic Mike.
I don't use any kind of line or anything. I'm more the fact of just talking. You know, if you approach a lady correctly, and you just say hello, and you kind of approach her in a way where it's not creepy, but it's more the fact that you're wanting to get to know her genuinely, cool. But here's the thing. I always want to tell my friends that always ask me about when you approach a woman, don't worry about rejection. I think that paralyzes so many guys before even approaching a girl that they're worried about rejection. You know what? Who cares? As long as you put yourself out there, you're going out and, you know, you're taking the initiative to say hello, to compliment someone, you're going to get one step closer. So don't worry about rejection. It's all part of the process. Laugh at it. It happens. Move on. But don't paralyze yourself because you're afraid of being rejected. Go up and say hello. You know?
Brian J.
Yeah.
Okay, the question, Brian, you're just all over the place. Ever since the chocolate sister came into your apartment, you just quiet. You see what chocolate lady?
What's going on in the background? I can't really hear.
Huh?
I'm getting the audio in and out. So I'm sorry if I need you to repeat.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, Brian.
It's okay.
Well, the question that Destiny Long, this is her second question. She said, if you saw a woman you were attracted to, how would you approach them? And do you have any cool or funny experiences from approaching women in the past?
Honestly, what works best is just be straightforward. Just go and say, introduce yourself, be nice. Lines generally for me, they don't work. You know, cute, funny. Just say, hey, how you doing? My name is, Brian. Nice to meet you. That's how I met my girlfriend now. I just introduced myself and started talking, had a conversation, and took it from there.
See that I shouldn't even ask you this question because at the end of the day, your voice is deep. All you have to say is hi, and then that bass, like earthquake, like okay, and that's it. So from now on, Brian, just say hi. That's it. My boyfriend's laughing. That's all you gotta do is laugh. Hi, and that's it. Now, Ellen Z, the same question. If you saw a woman you were attracted to, how would you approach them? And do you have any cool or funny experiences from your past approaching women in the past?
I'm taken, so I can't really approach anybody because I don't. But I mean, if hypothetically, if I was to, I think I would just be straightforward, like Ryan said, and I think just let your intentions be known because that way the girl won't have to guess, and I think that's really important because sometimes you don't know if you just really want to ask a question or if you're interested in them. So you should just be straightforward, be direct, and let it run its course.
Now, for a lot of you guys who see the whole stereotype of Asian guys being super shy, do you guys have any thoughts about that? Because I do know that customary in certain things, you have certain cultures, Asian and outside of that anyway, certain customs, people are not, compared to America, so loud, blunt, and wild, and, not wild like in crazy, but like wild and speaking what's on their mind. Is there anything that you guys want to say about that when it comes to, like, the whole stereotype and the ones that do kind of fall in the category of the stereotype of being the shy, quiet, meek, be your friend for 20 years and decide to tell you after 21 years that, yeah, I love you and I want to be with you, you beautiful chocolate booty princess. Alan just covered his mouth like, Brian, Mr. Baritone, Brian J, I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on this whole stereotype of, like, well, not only the stereotype, but those Asian guys that will like to step outside the box, but they just decide to stay in the box because they're like, oh, I'm Asian, the stereotype, I don't want to talk.
And what would I tell guys who Asian guys who feel that way?
Well, yeah, like, cause I'm sure, like, when you're out and about, whether they're Asian or not, I'm sure you see some guy when he's checking out a girl. You're like, hello, you could so cop that, but then he's like, oh no, I'm sure, get into it. She might not want me.
What advice would you give?
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where it's just you never know unless you try. You never unless you try. And maybe doing comedy, you're so many times you want to take and you fail and you fail and you fail. And eventually, one of the times that success, you look at that and you just build off of that. So a lot of times, even when you now try to meet you, that's the method. No pun intended. But that is beyond. So you're just doing that body. Have a fixed thing and just go. Do it. You know? No matter what you're doing. You're going to fail a lot. Don't worry about it. You all fail. Somebody fails. Don't sweat it.
Now, are you guys ready to go to the next level of degree? Because I don't know if you guys saw the promotional video where I had all of you guys' pictures, and the girl at the end was like passed out dead on the floor because you guys was like giving them fever. Because I played the original song, Giving Me Fever, and I had you guys picture slideshows and everything. Yes. On it, are you guys? How cool are your butt cheeks on the seat? Because it's about to go up a notch in the level of the heat. Are you guys able to take it? Because I got some freaky, some freaky, not too freaky, because I had to, some of you ladies, y'all, today's Sunday, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, because, you know, y'all can't be, not on Sunday, Monday, yes, perhaps, but not on a Sunday, to be asking such nasty, aggressive, and graphic questions to these young, respectable men on this
PATU. Y'all know what we signed up for. Bring the damn questions.
Mike, okay, first of all, Mike, we still waiting on you to take your shirt off for the Take Your Shirt Off campaign, okay? So until you take your shirt off, you can't talk, okay?
We still campaigning.
I already started a group, and there's a lot of girls in it waiting for, I'm going to be coming, I'm letting all of you beautiful, sexy, delectable men, you know, yes, you Theo, yes, you Brian J, and yes, you LNZ, the Take Your Shirt Off campaign. Even if you have a little wife beater, because you have some guys that don't want to show their little tatas, it's true, okay, we can understand that. Just as long as we see you shirtless. Luckily, Brian J is showing a little muscles. You can't say muscles, because you packing. You looking like Superman right there. Brian J is showing some muscles. Okay, so we can glorize that. Now, next time, Brian, when we do the talk panel, please put a little oil on the shoulders so it can pop, so we can see all the veins and everything. And then Theo, you know, looking like Clark Kent, sexy, save the world. Ooh, you know, baby oil. Love the tattoos. I could read you all day, literally. Read you all day, like literally. You don't even have to move. You don't even have to be alive. Just think. You can just breathe. Breathe. That's it. The first question that we got from Ebony, and Melodic Mike knows Ebony because Ebony sizzled the cheekbones off of Melodic Mike's big juicy booty. And Mike, I must admit, when I was looking for photos for this, you know, panel, I did not realize you had a dump. And you know, for Asian guy, I'll take a bite off that apple. But remember. Okay. Now, the first question Ebony wants to ask all of you guys. When did you lose your virginity, and how, and where? We're going to start off with TGK. Theo.
All right, I remember. Okay, so it was sunny out, and I was 17 and 11 months old.
But you said you were 11 months old.
No, 17 years and 11 months. So I was almost 18. And it was, it lasted for about 10 minutes, actually. I was actually surprised it lasted that long. But, yeah, it was, that's when I got my first blowjob. It was pretty awesome.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Melodic Mike, since we know you're the purest of pure, you have not dipped a stick in the chocolate pool or anything like that. But what I must say is, and to speak of you, to speak on your behalf, for the fact that you didn't have the opportunity of, you know, doing the whole glue and everything like that. What can you share with the viewers since you are still a purebred?
I'm not gonna say I'm like 100% pure or whatnot. We've had that discussion already.
Wait, Mike. Wait, hold on, Mike. You said you ain't.
Yeah.
Okay, please be more detailed of what you mean by you're not 100% pure.
I just haven't done the one thing.
Do the full.
Like, I haven't had intercourse.
You haven't had intercourse. Where? Could you explain to us? And could you please speak slowly so we can see your lips move? For those who mute and watch the video. So when you say you did not have intercourse, could you please be more detailed?
No vaginal, no anal. Haven't done that. Will in due time when I put a ring on that thing. You know, it was a conscious decision, and you know, some people think I'm crazy. Some people think it's a great thing. It's a personal choice. You know, I don't want anybody to judge me on anything. It's not a personal choice. And I just stick with it. And for those who have chosen that, more power to you. Don't worry about what anyone else is thinking for you. You know what's best for yourself, and stick with what you know. Yeah.
Now, Brian J., Mr. Comedic.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you heard the question for Ebony. She says, when did you lose your virginity and how and where? Please be detailed.
I'm still working on it. I didn't lose my virginity.
There is no way in hell you're going to have all that bass.
No. I was like 18 and a half-ish. I was
like, when did you get to put your Brian J. penis?
I lost my virginity when I was, I just started college, and I couldn't sleep for a week. Anybody? All right. Yeah, I was like 18.
You was 18?
Yeah.
No, right. Okay. Did you always have this voice, like when you came out of when you were like a baby, like 2 years old? Did you have this voice, or did this happen like high school, college?
Probably like high school, like late high school.
Oh. Like you should just have an album out. You should come together with Alan Z and Melodic Mike, where you guys let TGK record it, where you guys just hum.
Yeah, but they have musical talent. I have nothing.
No, that's why I said just hum. Let the bass in your throat.
I would ruin their musical careers. You don't want me.
Well, no. If Melodic Mike and Alan Z were to do a song and you just hum like all that bass will vibrate on the ground and on the
floor. Yeah, like the guy with the voice of man. He never sang. He was in the background.
Yeah, so you're just in the background. You want to do that?
No, PATU. Alan, would you agree with me? We can use Brian as the hook.
Yeah.
It would become like, girl, I want to make you go,
Bam!
We got like skits on your CD, like interludes. I could do that.
I know. I was thinking that. I think Brian should do the interludes. Like
yeah, where he's like, girl, you know I love you. You're so sexy with your tongue, looking all good. Ooh yeah. One of those is gonna be good. And all we need is TGK to record it. So when you guys are in the studio, bam, TGK is like, guess what? To record it. Now, Alan Z, only if you choose to share, because all these questions are optional. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But when did you lose your virginity, and how and where?
I won't go into too much in detail, but I was late born too. I lost when I was 18. I wish I could say I lost in 5th grade, but I didn't. I did lose it to a black girl, and it was in her house.
You lost it to a black girl?
Yep.
You know, once you go black, you never go back.
I know.
He's like, I know. Now, Theo, the next question I have from Ebony herself, the question she says is, what is the perfect date?
A perfect date is, over a nice lunch or dinner, a good wine, great conversation, and a lot of eye contact. And I know, it just, the conversation fits, and then end off with a nice place. That to me is a good date.
So a great day to you is, okay, first date, great conversation, a bottle of wine, good food.
Yep, and just having a good interaction when you feel it. Like sometimes I'll go on a date and the girl doesn't really say much, and you always have to kind of carry that conversation. And then some, the first date's always like determines if there's going to be a second date. And for me, the dates that I've enjoyed have just been like, I don't know, just you guys talking about the same thing. I don't know. I can't even, it just happens. A good first date, the second date. That's it.
Now, Melodic Mike, what would be a perfect first date for you?
I would say good conversation, great food, great company, a lot of laughter. I mean, people are probably wondering, walk on the beach, what kind of restaurant, what kind of food, stuff like that. But to be honest with you, if you're going to have to chit-chat with the person prior, right? No matter where you take the person, where you take the lady, for me, it's just, I want to have a good time. No matter if we're out having dinner, miniature golfing, walking on the beach, whatever. But conversation, having a good time, laughter, just being chill and relaxed, no pressure. Because at the end of the day, I want to get to know you. So I'm not going to put pressure by taking you to like a crazy fancy place, or put pressure on myself by taking you to a crazy fancy place. Just something cool and chill, just so we can just get to know each other.
Now, Brian, for you, what would be a perfect first date?
Me, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, yes, because the other Brian left because he was in Vegas. His value was so crazy. What would be the perfect first date?
A perfect first date. I just hate it when all a woman wants is sex. You know what I mean? I hate that. Just those one night stands. That's all they ever want out of me. I'm sick and tired of that. You know what I mean? I want something like something, right, fellas? You got that same problem?
Yeah. So for you, a perfect first date,
all they want is our bodies. It's enough. Come on, let's have some meaningful discussions. Let's talk about,
They want that egg roll.
No, Melodic Mike said they just want that egg roll.
Yeah.
Those dumplings.
Some like sweet and sour, the other like soy sauce.
Mike.
Alan Z, what was your perfect first date?
I think mine would be like date with my girl or watch Netflix. Really, I'm just more chill. I like to be really intimate and private without having to do all the fancy stuff. I mean, I will if I have to. I feel like my perfect date would be just me and my girl, no one else, just like our own private well, talking, having a good time.
Talk and have a good time. Now, the next question that Ebony asks is, when did you, it says, if you are not a virgin, what is your favorite sex position? Alan Z.
Doggy style.
What is up with doggy style? I mean, really?
It's an R&B thing.
He says R&B thing. Brian?
PATU, you tell us.
Brian.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The question that Ebony asked, Ebony, I can kick your ass so bad. She says, what is your favorite sex position?
Where the girl shows up. I love it when that happens.
You just love the one just as long as the girl shows up.
Put my call. Maybe a text. That'd be nice. My favorite position. I don't know, really. Really,
I can't get a problem with the girls not showing up. If that's the case, give me your address and you see how many girls show up at the door. He's like, Melodic Mike, seeing that you're still pure and the sausage has not been dipped in gravy, what is your favorite thing that you like to do to show affection? to the most of your capability?
Oh, I'm all about the making out. There's something about just kissing, and if it's right, if it feels right, yeah, just the energy when you kiss someone and it's legit. Because there's times like, guys, could you agree you've had some bad kisses in your past?
Oh
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I can't. If the kiss is bad, I can't get past that.
Very true.
Now,
I-
Theo.
Yeah, just bite that lip.
No. Well, no, because I had some horrible kisses that I could have just, I'm like, I could have had a V8. You know, but then I had a situation, and it's like true story. I knew this guy, and I didn't even know how to ask him because his teeth and his gums was so jacked. And he told me that he went on a date, on a double date. His brother's best friend was supposed to go, but because his brother's best friend didn't show up, he had to fill in because his brother had a double date. The girl wasn't comfortable going on a date with just him, so she wanted to invite her girlfriend. So since his friend bailed out, he had to take in place for the double date. He said he kissed the girl, and mind you, not tongue, just kiss. Went to the hospital because he was thinking maybe it was something I ate at the restaurant that was spicy. Went to the hospital. They couldn't even tell him what the problem was. He got an injection on the butt, but whatever it was, jacked up the teeth and the mouth because he would always try to come like, That's when I did some kung fu, like, hell no, not on the mouth. Not on the mouth. I love my teeth. I like to keep them white and pearly, and that cannot work. Now, Theo, Mr. TGK Films, tell us, what's your favorite sex position?
In my 20s, my favorite sex position was the same as Alan's. It was doggy style. In my 30s, it's different. I don't even know what it's called, but it's when you got a girl on her back and you like take her legs, and what you do is you put her feet on your shoulders, so you're kind of leaning on top of her. And I find that angle, I find that the I don't want to sound perverted or whatever, but the vagina, the pussy, gets tighter. It's a better. It just feels better that way for me, anyways.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know what that position's called, but it's my favorite.
Power driver.
Well, you know,
I could be wrong.
Power driver?
That what it's called?
No, power driver is whatever position you're in, and you're just like going mad, crazy.
Like Jack.
But the position he's talking about, ladies, you can actually use a pillow. Like you can prop your hips higher with a pillow underneath you.
Yeah, so that.
But we're gonna call it the THEO trick. So the THEO, ladies, anytime you have your legs over the shoulders of the guy, and he's like really driving it in, hitting the spot. We're gonna call it the THEO.
Hey, guys, I gotta run, but thank you so much for having me on. Can you hear me?
Well, no, you're welcome. Thanks, Brian.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. It was nice. It was great meeting you guys. Nice talking to you. I'll see you guys.
Have a good one, Brian.
Now, the next question I have is, have you ever cried over a girl? Now, Theo, have you ever cried over a girl?
I got my first girlfriend and my third girlfriend. So I think she dumped me when I was 22, and then when I got dumped when I was 28. So my first and third girlfriend, that's the only time.
Melodic Mike, have you ever cried over? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I asked you that question because I heard this first time.
Wait, what?
Have you ever cried over a girl?
No. I mean, well, my great grandmother passed away. But besides that, not dating-wise, no.
Alan Z, have you ever cried over a girl?
I definitely have. I definitely have.
Well, I can honestly say the only time I've cried over you guys was when the video was over. But then I had to press the, the arrow circle to replay. So I was able to get over that real quick. The next question I have for you guys is, ooh, okay, what? Oh, Theo, when would you like to have kids and get married if you don't already have them? Theo, can you ever see yourself being married and having kids?
Yeah, you know what? When I was younger, I thought I'd be married by 27, have my first kid by 30. I was engaged, but I've never been married, and I'm 41 in November, and
Wait, you're 41 years old?
no, not yet. In November, I'll be 41. So
really?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you look like a little 20-year-old. I always felt like a pedophile looking at your videos and thinking nasty, dirty, disgusting thoughts. But now I feel okay.
It's a lot of kimchi. A lot of kimchi.
I gotta try that. I mean, I have some kimchi in the fridge, but I mean, I didn't make it. I bought it like that. But yeah. So you're 41 years. Oh my gosh, you look like a baby.
But I want to have kids. It just haven't found the person yet.
I haven't found the right person. Yeah. Now, Melodic Mike, we already see on your channel, you talk about valuable, great relationships, healthy relationships, and stuff like that. So I already know you can see yourself being married and having children.
Yeah, for sure.
Chances are you probably carry them kids on the tire that you pull over your back, huh?
Man, you know what? It'll happen. I mean, people always say I'm too picky. I got high standards, but I don't believe in all that. It's kind of like, I think the guys would agree. You know what you offer and what you bring to the table. You know that you want the best for yourself. So it's just gonna take time when I make that special someone.
Alan Z, can you see yourself being married and having children?
Oh, I definitely can. I feel like with me, it's something that me and my girl have to pray over as far as marriage and food. And I think once we both know, then I know.
Alan, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm pretty young. I'm not.
Yeah, you look very young too, and everything like that. Now I see all of you guys have the LL Cool J except for TGK. Alan. I mean, I said Alan. I'm looking at Alan on my screen and everything. You guys are just so luscious. The next question I have is about booty power, and of course, I already know because I've already followed Theo's page on Instagram. Theo, I had no idea that you really respect the booty. So is it true? Because I always hear Asian guys say, like, damn, when it comes, especially when Asian guys hit me up on, maybe Japan or whatever in the U.S. Facebook page and stuff, they always hit me up because they're like, you have boobs and booty and hips. So is it true? Because, Asian women are built the same but more petite. Is it true that you guys love the booty?
Yes, final answer, 100%. It's when you see a woman with curves and meat on the bone, it turns my head, for sure.
But what is it about the booty? Because the way you grip that girl's booty, you didn't grip it soft, like you're like, okay, it's soft meat. You gripped it like this is a chunk of meat I can't take a bite off. Like when I saw you on your Instagram, I'm like, he gripping it like a black man who just got out of slavery and was like, this is the first juicy chocolate meat I got my hands on. Like, I saw your fingernails digged into the meat and the print was gone. Like, the print was still in her booty when your hand was gone in the next shot. So, like, that's why I was like, damn, I would have never thought TGK get down like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a ass guy, like, and just, I don't know. One of my favorite things is to grab. Yeah, just grab it. I don't know. I can't explain.
Do you mind showing us the instructions of how you grab the booty? Because your hands, like, I always see your thumbs on the top of the booty and all the fingers tucked in between the meat. So I know there's a technique.
There's like this part of the butt where like if she's standing and you reach where it just about goes into like the private parts, that part of meat, I love squeezing that. That's like, I can grab and hang on to that stuff for hours or days or weeks. It's great.
Melodic Mike. Do you respect the juicy booty?
It's
Because I know you got a pedunk on your own. That's why I was like, damn. When I was going through the photos trying to find advertisement, I was like, I didn't realize you had booty. That's why I was like, he's thick. Because, you know, usually Asian guys, they're like, you know, the old school, classic body build. Like, you know, broad shoulders, you know, small waist. But I'm like, damn, you got some meat. Like, I could survive off of you for a few months. Do you respect the booty?
oh yeah, of course. You know, I'm very. I don't think it's just beauty. I'm very proportion is huge for me. You know, if you have a booty, hopefully you have a chest. If you have a chest, hopefully you have a booty. I've dated girls that had one or the other, and for me, it was just difficult at times. But you know, having a little bit of both. Is that being selfish?
No, it's not selfish. It's not selfish because sharing is caring. That's what I learned when I was learning English. Sharing is caring.
Exactly.
Alan Z, do you respect the booty tribe?
I definitely do. I'm like Big Sean. I love him. Love it.
He's like, I love it. Now, Alan Z, the next question I would like to ask you, and it's still from Ebony because I got a lot of questions for you guys. I was going to do like a two-parter, but some of the girls was like, we don't want to stop because they want us to keep seeing you guys. The next question I want to ask Alan Z, and we're going to keep on going, is what kind of kisser are you?
I think I'm a passionate kisser.
And when you say passionate kisser, do you mind elaborating?
Like, I put a lot of tongue into it, a lot of passion.
He's like, I put a lot of, you sound so good. Like, I put a lot of tongue to it. And
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm trying to give her basically how I feel. Like, I'm feel about her kissing her.
Melodic Mike, what kind of kisser are you?
I'll be right back.
I want to say I'm a well-balanced, passionate, aggressive, gentle kisser. So there's a little bit of everything.
So it's like a buffet kiss.
You're going to get everything in mine.
I'm sorry, Melodic, you got me. TGK, what kind of kisser are you?
Yeah, I think Melodic kind of nailed it though.
Wait, you say you an animal? Is that what you said?
No. I think the way that Melodic Mike described the way he kisses is, I think, pretty similar to the way I do it. But I like to, if I'm really getting into it, you know, I use some tongue as well. But yeah, it's kind of like everything. It's soft, it's aggressive, you know, a lot of lips, get a little wet too, so, you know. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just had to shake my head.
Come back, PATU.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I gotta come back. I'm sorry. You guys are just so sexy as shit. I have to say this right now because if I don't say this, when I look back in this video, I'm like, I did not say what I need to say. Now, Theo, I have been your undercover super spy. Like, I've been like watching your videos on the side, like at 3 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep, and the NyQuil sleep aid didn't kick in, and my eyes are wide open. And then Melodic Mike, you already know I've been stalking you since, you know, for a long time, stuff like that. But now the next question I have comes from Hurt3210. Damn, they must be serious. She wrote Hurt3210. Okay, she says, why do they get serious? Okay, why do Asian men get serious and say mean things like you are being desperate when the woman is having an innocent and first conversation with an Asian man? What are your thoughts on that, Theo?
I'm confused on the question. So she's saying, why are Asian guys mean?
No, you know what I'm thinking she's saying is, like, when you look at blogs and AMBW groups and stuff like that, or YouTubes, like when a woman comments and she happens to be a woman of color, particularly, and especially black women, when they'll make a comment where they're making like a comment like, ooh, he's fine or he's nice and stuff, you'll always have other guys say stuff like, oh, she's desperate or she's so...
Oh, right. Gotcha. You know, it's that saying, haters are gonna hate. I mean, it's really stupid because, you know, people are insecure, they get jealous, and it's a beautiful black woman says, hey, I like this Asian guy. Like we've talked about earlier, well, the guy's got a small dick. It's like, you know, how do they know? Do they go over and take a look at the guy's dick and that? And I don't know. I just are negative and can't handle the fact that a beautiful black woman likes rice. So I don't know. I think it's pretty sad that happens because I think why hate on love, right? I think it's stupid.
Now, Mike, what do you think about that question when she says, like, based off of, you know, when a woman makes a comment to an Asian guy or whatever, what are your thoughts when you see on your page or whatever somebody makes it seem like they're desperate or say they're desperate or make it seem like they're just, you know, like it's something wrong with saying I'm a woman and I happen to think Asian guys are attractive?
I think it's a big disparity because of the fact that there's no true Asian. There's not like a lot of us that are sex symbols. And find me in context for this. Like in Hollywood right now, we don't have a lot of representation. And so people don't look at Asian men as like the go-to overall sex symbol. So I feel as though when women get when they get dissed on the fact that they appreciate Asian men, these other guys and girls saying that they're thirsty or whatnot, they can't embrace the fact that Asian men are getting attention. You know, and we don't get attention elsewhere. Look at majority of YouTube. You got big people like Timothy De La Ghetto, David Snow. I mean, you can name Asian talent on YouTube. YouTube's given us such a platform to just get our talent out there, our music, our movies, and now it's giving us a place where people can actually give us compliments. Because in Hollywood, we get cut. We don't have a symbol, you know. So for all those people that get backhanded compliments or get backhanded for the fact that they're complimenting any of us, we thank you, we appreciate you, and you continue on loving us. You know, don't worry about what other people got to say that you're thirsty. So what? Go quench your thirst.
I'm so sorry, Theo. I have to let you know that there's a girl named Tommy that wrote, Theo could be a porn star. Laugh out loud.
Well, you know what? It's funny. There is finally an Asian porn star, right? Like Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny Styles was supposed to be on this. Okay, let me say something. When I first did this, the first main person that I got the most from everybody that was like, oh, I want to, you know, Kenny Styles was the main one, and he wrote me back. But as if you guys follow him on his YouTube channel, he has this thing where he's doing cross-country traveling and, you know, remembering the spirit and things like that. So he wrote me and was like, yo, let me know when it is, and once I get somewhere in Wi-Fi, I can set up. So that's what I was telling him, like, you know, so I told him, look, if something happens where you don't show up, then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do a one-on-one panel, just like how I did for Melodic Mike for Valentine's Day. And a lot of the girls are like, could we have one-on-ones? But only if you guys are available. I would love to have one-on-ones with you guys, where you guys get to sit in there with 9 other girls and they get to throw you guys and bombard you guys with questions. Damn, okay, Tommy put me on blast. Sorry, Tommy. I'm sorry, Tommy. Yes. Oh, okay, Tommy wrote, OMG. Yes, I had to say, because she wrote that you could be a porn star. Now, Alan Z.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the question when you get comments from women, especially women of color and women that are who happen to be black, when they say positive things about you and people make negative comments because of the fact that she happened to be black and say, oh, yeah, he has a nice voice or he's sexy as shit and things like that?
I just ignore the ignorance. I mean, what can you do besides keep moving? I mean, I don't think you should entertain other people's BS. And if a girl happens to find one of us sexy, or it's you speak for it, you're thankful for it because you see something special in it. So with me, whenever I get a compliment, I always make it an effort to talk to them directly and respond and let them know that I appreciate it. Because they didn't have to tell me. They could have just creeped on me and never told me anything. The fact that they actually approached me with, saying that I was a good singer or if I'm cute or whatever, I acknowledge it.
Now the question I want to ask you, Alan Z, and I'm going to ask the rest of the guys is, why do you think, and that's from the same woman, she asked, why do you think, why do some think all black women want Asian men just because they're Asian? Have you ever felt like, okay, this girl only want me because I'm Asian? So I feel
There's tons of those. I think that's why. I think those bad bunch ruin it for everyone else. I think the ones that are like really fetishizing men make it kind of seem like they only are seen as like objects and like trying to catch us like Pokemon and stuff. You know, like I feel like sometimes it makes it hard to know somebody if you have that image like okay, this is amazing. So I would say that that's probably the reason why. You know.
Now, Melodic Mike, have you ever felt, and I have to say happy birthday to Sherry, because today's her birthday, and everybody whose birthday is today. Sherry's going to have a few questions for you later on today, but, you know, just say happy birthday, because she talk about you so much that I swear if she wore thongs, the thong would just rip in half every time she say your name, because she's so crazy in love with you. But, the question is, have you ever felt like, okay, this woman only want me because I'm Asian? She just want to jump the Asian persuasion boat. Or for you, you're like, I don't care.
I don't discriminate. I participate.
You don't discriminate. Participate.
You know, the only time I fear that is if they say it outright. Like you know. Here's the thing. So I grew up with the whole context of you are an Asian something. Like. You're fine for an Asian guy, or you're good looking for an Asian guy, or that's my Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been a tagline of Asian. Yeah. But as I've grown up, more people have just kind of talked to me as a normal person versus just a tagline Asian in there somewhere.
No, that's the first, because for me, I would think like I remember when I dated that British guy. Yeah. Because I always came to Yan. Almost called you Yan. I always came to Melodic Mike for advice and everything like that. But like when I brought him home and everything like that, my mom, her panties melted off her own ass cheeks. Like, well, y'all gonna have babies and everything? Like, oh my goodness. I remember when I was in Haiti, I would see the chinois, because in French and Creole, Chinese, Asian guys is chinois. So I remember when I used to see chinois back in Brooklyn, I would go in front of the school where all the chinois would come out of the school and they look so cute. And I'm like, Mama, calm down. Like, this is date number 1. And my mama was like, you need to find you a chinois. To my sister, I'm like, Ma, we in Florida. It's kind of hard. You got to go like in Miami and things like that. Now, Theo, what are your thoughts when you have a woman of color, especially chocolate, that is like, ooh, damn, you could be a porn star, like what Tommy said, or you so sexy, or look at those lips, or Superman with the glasses save me?
You know what? I super flattered. We don't, like I said, there's not a lot of women of color or black women in Vancouver. So, but I have met girls that only date Asian guys, and I don't know. I find it kind of weird. Like I like girls of all colors. Like, they're beautiful, but just to only into one color, kind of bizarre. But yeah, I don't know. It's very flattering.
Well, let me tell you something, Theo. If you came to the U.S., especially the AMBW in the U.S., if in fact any of you guys in this panel would have came into the U.S., I'm telling you right now, you guys will just be a format of rape. That's it, rape. Like, you guys could just have like toothpaste oozing on the side of your mouth, whatever, and y'all be raped. So just be prepared. The next question, and Theo, I'm gonna. The next question I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Right. Keep laughing. The next question I want to ask you is that one of the women asked is when I do get into relationships, I want to know how not to get upset or angry, being that we are in we have cultural differences. He may say something really stupid or hurtful. So I guess she's wondering how to handle that, or is that something to be mindful about? Because for me, dating interracially, I've never really had a problem or issue with somebody who say something ignorant or stupid. So have you ever had, like, what advice would you give someone when they're in a relationship, especially with an Asian person? Because I've heard either two ways when it comes to Asian guys. Either a lot of times they're like, oh, well, when it comes to black women, we're different, so we're not gonna have any similarities. And then you have those that are like, okay, well, I see a lot of similarities. For me, I'm Haitian and Cuban, so I have both cultures. So it's like when you're foreign, you have this, everything's the same, it's just called something different. The preparation and the way you execute is different, but it's basically the same thing. American format, I'm not sure about, because even though I was born, I have my papers, America. I am legal. I just didn't have that. Alan Z was like smiling. I have my papers, I do. So I do belong to the United States. I am the property. But I don't know, like, how the format is. So what do you think about that? Like, have you ever been put in a situation, or what advice would you give to someone, especially when it comes to a black woman and an Asian man, when they're say something or done something that's like, okay, how could you? You should know better.
I don't know. I've never experienced anything. I've never gotten into a confrontation argument with a girl I've been dating because of cultural differences. But I think if that happened, I would just have a time to sit down and say, I'm upset because you said this and it's just not appropriate. Let me explain why. And I think if you clarify it and get it on the table, so then that person won't do it again and may realize that. So they may have said something that they didn't think was offensive because it's part of the culture, but you're in North America now, so that's not really politically correct or whatever, right? So I think just communicating, talking with people, and resolving it, and then hugging, and then have great sex after.
Have sex after. See, that's why I always say, ladies, when you're confused and you're not sure if you won the battle, don't hold this against me, okay? Because this is a good advice. Sex is the best weapon.
Yeah, after a fight, angry sex is awesome.
Melodic Mike is like, Melodic Mike, I'm sorry, I love the red. The red shows fire and the red balls. I'm glad that you didn't show your bed in the background, because you have heard how the lady said that the bed does, appetize. But what advice would you give to guys, an Asian guy, or especially a black woman, when they feel offended by a comment or something said, because there are some differences?
First things first, look, where the magic doesn't happen.
He said where the magic doesn't. Well, remember what Brian says. It's a good day when the girls show up.
Yeah. When it comes to dating, take the person for the person. Take away the whole the race, take away the culture, get to know the culture, obviously, but I wouldn't say any kind of argument or slander automatically go into the whole, oh, they were raised differently. Communicate. Bring to the table, bring to the forefront, be right about it, and discuss. I think a lot of people are so tied up in the whole, oh, that's how they were raised, it's different, yada, yada, yada. But if you just take it in a way where it's like, we need to communicate, okay, you may have been raised differently, let me know what you're thinking, and let me go ahead and tell you what I'm thinking, where we can go ahead and see if we can find a solution, then that's more important than focusing on, that's how they were raised culturally or whatnot.
Now, Alan Z, what do you think about that? Like, because there's some certain, differences. So, as an Asian man, what advice would you give to an Asian man when he says something offensive, not meaning that he came from an offensive place? And what advice would you give a black woman when she is offended or something is said based off of the differences?
I think if the Asian guy says something offensive, he has to learn why it's offensive to his woman, especially if it comes from a very sensitive place. And I think it's a responsibility to put it down and be like, look, you can't talk to me like this way, because you have to see where everyone else is coming from. Anyway, I wouldn't want a woman to say something to me that's culturally offensive. So I think it's just communication and understanding.
Now, the next question I have comes from Sweet Cherries Forever, and that's Cherry. That's happy. Today's happy birthday, Cherry. Today's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sweet Cherries Forever. Sweet Cherries, you sound like a porn star, because that sounds like a porn star name.
It does.
She says, okay. She says, say hello to all the guys. I know you all love black women, but what is it about black women that has you so interested, if you are interested, which is the fact that you guys are interested because you guys like chocolate? Alan?
For me, it's more of a emotional connection, just because I think the way I grew up and the way I think, it corresponds more to black women. So I think for me, it's more like I can relate to them more, and I can feel like I can be myself more. So, and obviously physical features, but emotionally, I think I'm closer.
Melodic Mike?
Along the same lines as Alan, it's just connection, conversation, the jokes, just having fun. It's I don't know. I think it's the combination of many things where she's a great person. And eventually she's just It's hard to put into one thing that why a black lady, but at the end of the day, it's just all encompassing. No matter if it's physically, emotionally, mentally, there's just some sort of connection that just draws. And at the end of it, it's fun. We all have great things.
Theo? I'm sorry, AKA TGK Films, porn star. Your answer?
I'm gonna. PATU, I'm gonna have to ask you to say the question. I didn't cut out when you first were talking, so I didn't even hear it very well.
Oh no, that's fine. Just you have more screen time for you guys is perfect for me. Because every time you guys are talking, I have to focus my brain to like listen. Because I'm so used to seeing you guys on mute. So it's like yes. She was saying Miss Sherry. The one that I said had the name like a porn star. She says, "I know you all love black women, but what is it about black women that has you so interested?"
Two things. One, I love how kind of confident and assertive and aggressive they are. They're not shy, and too many women are too shy. So I like how they, if they want it, they come and grab it, And the second thing I like about black women physically is just I like the exotic color, and I don't know, they're tasty. Tasty.
I'm sorry, do you mind saying tasty in a slow motion, please?
Tasty.
The next question that Miss Sherry said.
Pac said it the best. The blacker the cherry, the sweeter the juice.
Well, no, but you know what? I don't know what is it. I don't know if it's in the soy milk. I don't know what it is. But it seems like Asian guys' lips are like getting juicier. So I don't know if you guys' lips are getting accustomed to chocolate lips that are more fuller. Able and is capable. But like now when I watch Asian films, maybe Thai, maybe Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, it's like the lips are like now filling in and but again, I'm busy looking at Theo. Theo, let me switch you off my screen because I can't concentrate. Yes, to be able to speak on more of that. Now, the next question I would like to ask Theo, Mr. Superman himself from TGK Films. What type of black woman are you looking for when you are looking, I can't say looking for, because at the end of the day, you like what you like, but like when you happen to date a woman and she happens to be black, what is the features about her, what is it about her that you happen to like?
The first thing I always notice on women, and especially black women, is above the neck. That's the first thing I look at. It's lips, eyes, bone structure, the hair. Like, black women can do some really cool stuff with their hair, and it's, it could be puffy hair, it could be, just above the neck. That's everything. Lips, nose, cheekbones, hair. That's what draws me to it. And I guess going back to because I honestly I love chocolate ice cream, and I think maybe that's for some connection. I think a chocolate ice cream and I see a beautiful black face, I just want to. I don't know.
Don't hold back, Theo. Keep going. Don't hold back.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Alan, where's the fan? I should have asked for a demon fan, Alan Z.
Yeah. For me, it's also faith, and I'll give it a minute.
I'm sorry, Alan Z. Oh my gosh, this is so fucking sexy. I gotta catch myself because I'm a diabetic. I'm a diabetical. I can't afford this type of bullshit. Like I fuck around and have a seizure and shit. Y'all in other parts of the world and bitch be hanged out in the hospital. Alan Z, because you've been licking your lips like LL Cool J. I'm sorry. Alan, baby, I already apologized. Come on Monday. Alan Z. Okay. Yes. What is that? You know the question because you guys are hypnotizing me.
I'm a big face person, and I like looking at their eyes and kind of seeing what their aura is like, and just kind of reading her. I'd be interested in her. So it's like Theo said, government personalities.
Okay. Now we're winding down. It says, what is... Okay, so Alan Z, I'm going to kick off with this.
All right.
What is the wow factor in a woman that would make you say, I need to be with her?
Like just one thing or just a lot of things?
Well, like certain things that when you see a woman, you're like, ooh, no, that is the one. Oh, thank you for fanning.
I think it's a combination of the face and body. Like if she has both, then that's the wow factor.
That's the wow factor? Melodic Mike, I saw how you bit into that meat, and it was just, okay. Thank you for fanning me. And thank you for supporting the fact that, thank you for supporting the fact that, your jawbones and everything looking sexy. Theo and Alan Z had me discombobulated. I had to get fanned because I got diabetes and I can't afford to go to the hospital before the show is over. And the question was, what is that wow factor that woman has that you're like, okay, that a woman would have, especially when it comes to a sister, that you're like, okay, you know what? I got to get with her. I got to talk to her. I got to get to know her.
It's I'm kind of like with Alan, it's a combination, but I would say confidence and how she carries herself. Before anything else, she walks into that room and she knows, not arrogantly knowing that she looks good, but she carries herself in a way where it's like I own this place. Like, I'm a woman. I'm a lady who's man enough to step up and talk to me. Like, I think that's sexy. A lady has confidence and can carry herself in that way.
Now, TGK, what is that wow factor that a chocolate sister can have other than her features, her skin color, and the big booty? And you're like, whoosh, that's the wow factor. I got to be with it, Mr. AKA porn star, thanks to Tommy.
I find, again, I've experienced a lot of black women, but I find that the thing that also attracts me to them is they're really great senses of humor. They're all funny, and they can make you laugh. So it's kind of, it's like an aphrodisiac. And if you can make you laugh, that turns me a lot.
So just as long as you can laugh, you can. Because to me, how I look at it, all of the answers that you guys are giving is basically any answer, any normal, red-blooded man. But the woman is attracted, they get along with them, they can have fun, maybe just doing whatever. Oh wow, okay. This is to Mike and Theo. What is the most courageous thing you ever done in your life? And I'm gonna pose that also to Alan Z too. So who wants to go first with what is the most courageous thing you have ever done in your life? Oh, and I'm sorry, there's also a second part, and the second part is, have you ever figured out your calling in life? What is it?
I can answer Alan's.
And that comes from Tommy. Tommy is the one with the big juicy lips with the high chisel cheekbones that was like, oh, he could be a porn star. That was her question. So since she thinks you could be a porn star, and sorry, Tommy, I know you're going to kill me when you see me. Melodic Mike, she said, you looking good with your lips rolling like that. And Alan Z, she said she loving the licking of the lips effect with the little LL Cool J hat. Yes. So she wanted to know, have you ever figured out your calling in life, what it is, and what is the most courageous thing you've ever done in your life? So we're going to start off with TGK porn star, a.k.a. that Tommy labeled.
Courageous. I don't know. I'm going senile. I can't think of, like, I'm thinking, did I save a kid? Did I, courageous. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything. I don't know what
You don't know what your calling in life is?
Oh, no, what I've done.
I'm going to tell you what your calling of life is. Your calling of life is the fact that all of you guys are able to walk the earth and the planet and not be raped and be in one piece. That's the calling.
That's a great calling, actually. You know what? So calling life, I don't know. For me, I just want to entertain. I just want to make people laugh and come up with some good ideas to make people laugh on YouTube and my short films, and that's it. That and try to make as many girls happy as possible, I suppose.
And the courageous thing you've ever done in your life?
I don't know. I can't.
Because I saw the video. Because Tommy shared me a video where you were getting waxed.
Oh.
Well. On your YouTube channel.
Yeah. I went and got a Brazilian done, and that was pretty painful. But I wouldn't say I was courageous. That was just stupid. Kind of like jacking off, Johnny Knoxville stuff. But I'm thinking of like something where I save somebody's life or something. I've never done it. Try it.
Alan Z, what was the most courageous thing you've ever done, and have you ever found out what your calling is in life? Stated from Tommy.
Okay, you want to answer the courageous one first? Want me to answer that one first? Or the calling?
Oh yeah, whichever you would like to answer.
I can answer the calling faster because you know it. I think for me, being an artist and being an entertainer, I want to be one of the first in America to make it in America, make a lasting impact on pop culture. I think that's always been a problem. I'm super passionate about making a difference, making people aware that Asians aren't just a certain, way. Like, I want proper representation, and I want to be one of the people to pave the way to help others, kind of kicking the door for Asian Americans in that aspect, as far as music and film. And the courageous thing, I think the most courageous thing was, not high school, freshman in college, I needed student account money. So there was a rap battle in school. And I don't battle just because I rap, but I just don't like that because I hate losing. I don't like the fact that I could lose. But I was like, look, I need $100. So I signed up. I won the prize, and I never got it again. I still watch it. I'm a huge battle rap fanatic. I just once I beat everybody, I was like, I'm never going to do it again. It's too nerve-wracking. I'm going back to singing for women, and that was it.
Melodic Mike?
I would say the most courageous thing, I gave a talk at my parents' church talking about bridging the gap between the parents and the children. And it was at first it was difficult until I broke down exactly what I was saying to the parents on why there's such a disconnect, why I feel like there is a bridge, and where it was like a 2-hour presentation that I did, 2-hour motivational speak, and at the end of it, there was a lot of questions that parents would ask me, how do I do things better? Because one of the things that I realized that I was speaking to my parents about was us here in the States, we're always told in the home to be quiet and do as you're told. But when we're in school, people are asking us questions and asking for our thoughts and opinions. So when we come home and we do the same thing, ask questions and stuff, we get in trouble on why are we doing certain things involved. Like, we get in trouble for asking questions. So that was probably the biggest thing, because it opened my parents' eyes and made them realize that their son is crazy. And on top of that, it opened a lot of their generation's eyes to see where we're coming from versus them telling us what to do all the time. So, my calling in life, I'm just here.
Take your shirt off for the Take Your Shirt Off campaign? Just saying.
Will come in due time. But you know me, PATU. My whole thing's always been leaving an impression before I pass on. And so, I know my fellows here on the panel, they're doing the same thing. I think for myself, it's just leaving that impression and teaching this next generation on how you can be a musician, how you can be, in TV, movies, and film, and whatever you do, as long as you're passionate about it, no matter if you're Asian or black or whatever the race is that, as long as you do that and you set that precedence, someone's going to follow your footsteps. And so my whole thing is just, keep motivating, keep driving before I pass on.
Now the question I have is, if living on Earth were different and you could only have one belief, one trait, and 2 wishes for the rest of the time, what would you pick to keep and why? Melodic Mike, we're going to kick off with you first.
Wait, can you repeat that one more time, please?
It's a hard question. It's really complex.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with Alan Z because...
No, I don't know.
No, I'm sorry, Alan Z, because the girl said some of the girls said they love your lipping because you're licking your lips a lot. So they wanted to make sure you were first to answer the question because they love the hat and your lips. Okay, they said if living on Earth were different and you could only have one belief, 2 traits, and 2 wishes. Damn, like for real though, that's a lot of shit going on. What's going on? And it says, for the rest of the time, what would you pick to keep and why?
So basically, like, picking something to keep for myself, right? Like, for example, if I believe, like, God, right? And then a trait, like, being funny, that I don't...
No, I'm going to skip that because that is just so, for real, ladies, is that the best? Really? Okay, how about this question? It says, because they calling you lick lips. Okay, lick lips Alan Z. Because we already got porn star, we got thunder thighs, and we got lick lips. And you're doing a good job. Like, LL Cool J perfected it, but you done perfected it past LL Cool J. So, yeah. Alan Z, if the sky were the limit, what is the best present that God has presented you in this lifetime?
This is going to sound really corny.
That you have to be Asian and you're sexy? I would just say that. That's the only answer I would all of you guys.
My girl. I think she's the biggest blessing in my life.
No, I'm sorry. Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said my girl. She's my biggest blessing.
See, you're going to get extra brownie points because you're loyal. I like that. You're so sweet and you're so, genuine. Everything like that. And you're very talented. So, ladies, remember, everything about the guys and the men that you saw on the panel that you guys requested, you'll find my favorite videos about them, like the videos that I put on repeat and I put on mute for a while, and then I looked at y'all after a while and being like, I gotta hear what they gotta say, yeah. And THEO, you must know you are rape victim number 1. So like, yeah, I had to say this, but yes. So that would be the one that, okay. But, I do definitely like the fact that you're loyal, respectful, and at the end of the day, and especially in the entertainment field, because, entertainment is especially challenging for guys.
Right.
Like my girl. So I really like that. Now, Melodic Mike, licking the lips, eating sandwiches, take your shirt off campaign. First Asian got to take the shirt off for the Take Your Shirt Off campaign. The question that I must present to you is, if the sky were the limit, what is the best present that God has presented to you in this lifetime?
I would say Oh man. I would say the best gift.
We're not talking about you being fine, sexy, juicy, super thunder thighs, and all
Like,
the extra.
to be honest with you, I'm just gonna be honest. Every morning, I just think that I wake up. My tagline's always been, any day above ground is a blessing. You know, so when it's all said and done and it's time for you to go, you don't have a chance to go ahead and do what you need to do. You know, you can't make a lasting impression when you're gone. So I would say just every day getting a chance to have an opportunity to just continue to move forward and be an example.
I'm sorry. I had to. Some of the girls was like, I just got too hot. Okay. She gonna kick my ass because this is like a private chat between us and I'm spreading the news. Mr. Theo, sexy Superman, the one that I've wanted to rape since the first time I saw your channel 2 years ago. This is the first time I was ever, and you gotta remember, hey, okay, look, when you could become TGK, Theo, Kim, yeah, right, but you gotta understand, this is Theo. I don't know, next time I'm gonna see Theo and I gotta, yes, get your Kung Fu ready because yes, it's Theo. Theo Boo, sexy, juicy, ooh, Theo. Remember, it's Theo. Yes, Theo. Mr. Theo. Yes. The question I would like to ask you is, if the sky was the limit, what is the best present that God has presented you, other than being fine, sexy with juicy lips and sunglasses, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're a great film director, and you look sexy with all the tattoos that presented you in your lifetime?
I would say one thing. I think being healthy, just health. You know, I know we take it for granted but I don't have to be in the hospital all the time. I don't have any health issues, so I gotta thank God for that.
So, is there any last words that you guys would like to share to your YouTubers, Instagrammers, Facebookers, MySpacers, Twitters, VK? VK, for a lot of you guys who may not know, VK is actually big. It's like a MySpace. No, not like it's like Facebook, except it's overseas because, you know, Facebook is not really open to everywhere in certain countries and stuff. So, like, what are you guys you know, I'm going to start off with you, Mr. Sexy, Delectable, Delicious, Sexy, TGK, Kim. What are your thoughts when you find out that I had to seek you because women were like, please, I got to see him?
You know what? That video that I was in, I was actually supposed to be the cinematographer, and then the lead actor didn't show up, so they put me in it. And I've never acted before, and I just did it because the director was a Canadian friend of mine, and I said, okay, let's do it. It's for a film festival contest. And when I went on YouTube, all of a sudden, all these black women came out of nowhere, and I was trying to figure out why, because we don't have this in Canada. I've never even heard of AMBW, and like I said, there's not a lot of black communities, pretty small in Canada and very small in Vancouver. So I was very flattered, and it's kind of an interesting experience. And a funny story, and I know you mentioned earlier about you know, some black women being aggressive. I was getting like, what's the opposite of a dick pic? When a female sends shots of themselves naked and their genitals, I was getting into that, and it was like, so if anyone's listening, I had to go to my Facebook page and say I was in a relationship to kind of get that.
Well, I'm sorry. You hit me at shots at your genital. Where can I find that link?
There's about what I'm saying is 3 or 4 of the ladies in AMBW were sending me.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, I was saying, where can I find that link that you said?
Oh, no. Yeah, and so I was like, whoa. It's still kind of cool, but yeah. So, anyways, it's very flattering. I think it's, yeah. Anyway.
Mike, what are your thoughts when you find out that you were like out of like not included, because for all of you guys, these are women that follow you guys, maybe Twitter, any social media you have, or those that heard of you guys. So when I started thinking about doing the panel, these women gave me a list, and on the I went for the top 5, and you guys were the top 5 of that list. So what comes to mind when you find out that, damn, you know, PATU sought me out, and it's because these women actually, I'm on the top 5 list that they wanted to see on the screen, maybe on mute, slow motion, and all that stuff, and talking with all the muscles and oil, and, you know, take your shirt off. You guys are free to take your shirt off. I mean, y'all free. But, like, what is the thought process, like, that comes to your mind when you find out that black women are like, damn, you got to have these guys? Because I didn't go through the whole list. I just, like, let me stick to the top 5, and that's it.
Humbled. To be honest with you, humbled and grateful. And I think it's a testament to everybody, what they're doing. You know, each one of you guys are putting yourself out there to be heard. And congratulations to everybody. But I'm saying, for myself, it's just it's humbling, because we don't get that shine. We don't get that just joy and
Mike,
attention.
hold on. Before you say you don't get that shine, until you can transform into a chocolate sister and be in one of these AMBW black women group, you can never say that, because you have no idea how many times, 6 days out of 7 days out of the week, how we talk about all of you guys. And it's so crazy on how out of a panel of the top 5 list, I got 4. That's a huge, you know, thing. So, yeah.
But like I was saying, it's a humbling thing, because we're all doing something right. You know, we're doing something that makes an effect, and people are starting to see it. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for the being able to be recognized, and, you know, I'm more thankful for, like, PATU putting this together, being able to meet Alan, Brian, THEO. I'm saying, like, it's just good to see hard-working guys out there, let alone Asian men, you know, working on their craft and getting that shine. So it's very humbling.
Alan Z?
I think it's on that same note. I'm very grateful that people actually know I exist and feeling that they're actually requesting it as a big deal. And I think this is a great platform. Like, honestly, like, my circle is very black, you know? So it's like, I don't get a chance to actually interact with a lot of Asian brothers, you know what I mean? So it's like this opportunity to actually talk to everybody, really rejuvenating, because it's like I see people who believe in the same thing that I do, and you guys go through the same struggle trying to get theirs. I'm really happy that I get a chance to be with everybody, you know, kind of sharing my thoughts. So I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Now, so far I've got a comment that came from Shawanda, and she says, even though I'm younger, I was still smashed. All of that. What are your thoughts about the fact that you have young viewers? And THEO, I have to let you know, a lot of the females are actually shocked that you're 41, because you look younger. So they're like, oh, damn, 41 years old. What are your thoughts on the fact that you're 41 and women think that you're younger, and they're like, damn, I would still smash that, a.k.a. porn star, a.k.a. we learned your new special move that ladies can do in the bedroom, where you get to, you know, lay on your back and put your legs over THEO's shoulders. We're going to have the tickets on sale when I have the negotiation price and everything with THEO, for you guys to have a night with THEO. Your legs get to be in the air over the shoulders and all that great stuff. But THEO, going back to the question at hand.
It's flattering, I guess. You know, and I guess
You're turning so red.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's that movie, you know. I forget what it's called again. Matthew McConaughey. What did he say? He goes, you know, you get older, but the girls stay the same age. And it's like, it's, you know, so we can be 40 or whatever and date younger women, or older women can date younger guys. Like Demi Moore was dating Ashton Kutcher, right? There was like a 20-year difference, I think. I think it's cool. It's flattering, but I have dated girls, you know, in their early 20s, but not very long. It's hard to things that they talk about and things that you talk about are so off that it's hard to carry a conversation that's interesting. And it's not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just you know what I mean? I can't really explain it, but...
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
getting so much. I'm getting, because if any of you guys are watching the show right now, and you keep hearing ting pong and all the different sound effects, it's because I'm getting it at the same time as I'm talking to you guys. So I'm trying to get their messages, and the girl's like, "I wish I had a date with them." I'm sorry, Melodic Mike. You want to answer that question?
Damn.
No, because let me tell you something. I don't know if it's gonna show on the screen because you know how the light projects off the screen, but like a lot of the girls are like they're actually writing and they're sending me all these messages. Is it showing? Oh no! Come on, screen, do your thing. It's actually showing. Oh, okay. Ooh, take it back a little bit. Yeah, is that? Oh, no, because it's so white. Oh. Back up. He's like, back up so it can focus. No, because they can't see. I need them to see what these what the women are. Yeah, all the pictures. And, so yeah, they're like writing. So every time I'm looking down, it's because I'm trying to read their message and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, Mr. Melodic Mike, take your shirt off. Do you mind answering that question?
I will.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The dimples. I lost myself. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Now the question. All of these ladies have questions they want to ask you, but I have a set of questions I would like to ask you guys. Are you guys ready? Okay.
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna have to start. I'm gonna start with Alan Z. Alan Z. Okay. When did you realize, or did you ever have a moment in life that you woke up and you was like, God damn, I'm fine?
I think it was like when I got contacts because I wear glasses and everything, and I was kind of reserved as a kid, and then when I got contacts, like girls were like, oh, you're kind of cute, and then I was like, you know what, I am kind of cute. And I owned up to it in high school, late in high school.
Melodic Mike, was there a moment where you were like, God damn, I'm just so damn fine? Like, have you ever woke up or ever felt, okay, well, the fact that you never felt it, I feel it for you every time you open your eyes and I see you post on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and stuff. So every time I see you post, I'm like, he's alive. God damn, he fine. So,
you know what? I'll tell you this right now. I think part of why it happened to me was I was a fat kid. So I have a fat boy complex. So I'm constantly in the back of my head. People ask me all the time, like, why do you work out so much? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? In the back of my head, I'm thinking, I was fat growing up. So I'm constantly always telling myself, you got to work harder. You got to work harder. You got to work harder. So I don't think I ever get comfortable with that. It's more of I had a fat boy complex. So.
Well, let me say something. No matter how much fat you think you might have, there's a sister out there to help you burn the calories that you think you got, but you don't got. Because when I saw the before and after pic, I'm your sister, but I can say I don't mind doing, what's that English word where you have sex or you want to rape your siblings and family members? Yes, one of those. Yes. Don't worry.
Everything.
Now, Mr. G, I just love saying TGK because it sounds like a porn type thing. Like I should feel dirty and nasty because I'm saying TGK. Mr. TGK Theo. When was the time? Have you ever had a time when you woke up and was like, damn, I'm fine and sexy? Or damn, like I go on my social media and like women think I am the shit.
I've never actually thought that. In my teens and 20s, I was very shy. I was, at that point, I was insecure, and I always feared rejection. And when I hit 30, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I don't know. It just clicked. I just had a feeling. I wasn't afraid of. And once that happened, all of a sudden I was meeting way more women, and statistically my numbers went up way higher in my 30s compared to the girls, in my 20s. So for me, I just became more confident. But I never thought about that I think I was like thinking Brad Pitt or something. I don't think I don't think of myself at all as that in that way. I just think myself as just confident, but I don't never think I'm a stud or anything.
Now the girls are giving me a hard one because they're talking about me like a dog because I put them on blast. But Melodic Mike, Shawanda wanted me to say, I like his chubbiness. He's sexy before, after, it doesn't matter. To me, like, you guys are just, outside of me asking the few questions of, have you guys ever woke up with the fact and thinking, like, damn, I'm sexy as shit and stuff like that, I wanted to let all of you guys know. I was so excited because when the girls were like, okay, Patu, these are the kind of guys that we would like to have on the talk panel, and do you mind, is it possible, can you make it happen? And I did, and I didn't even focus on the full list. I'm like, I'm going for the top 5, I'm going to harass them, and I'm going to stalk them. But a lot of the women wanted to show appreciation and love to a lot of you guys for doing these type of videos, because yes, you do have very few Asian men on YouTube, and we can agree with that, but at the end of the day, for Brian J, for Melodic Mike, for Alan Z, and especially for Mr. Kim, THEO Kim, it's very rare where you guys can do a video and submit it and think that out of all the varieties of guys from all over the world that do these videos, you guys are like the main ones that women recognize, remember, watch videos, subscribe, comment, share, and all that thing. And so I am so excited and so thrilled and I'm so happy the fact that I came to you guys and you guys didn't give me a hard time. Like, I sent you a link, asked you guys questions, would you guys mind doing it, and you guys did it. And even though I have a few girls that like, can you tell him to take his shirt off for this Take Your Shirt Off campaign, I will not objectify these respectable, sexy, young, succulent Asian men who have the LL Cool J licking lips and the muscles that shine under the light with the baby oil on the shoulders and the tattoos that Mr. THEO is showing, and Melodic Mike with the dimples and his thunder thighs holding and pulling tight. And we're not going to talk about Alan Z, with the R&B that swerve and make you leak like, you having a repair shop. And then Brian, we're not going to talk about Brian because one of the girls said he got a 0.0 when it comes to the voice. So if you haven't hit the record, that means you have not existed. But one thing I must say, I am so excited and I'm so happy because you guys have opened the doors to have the opportunity to speak on to a lot of Asian guys when they ask me questions and thoughts of what I think. And I'm like, well, based off of conversations I've had with other Asian guys, and they always, not only for the women that picked you guys, a lot of the Asian guys pick you guys too. So what comes to mind when you guys think like, damn, when I did a video compared to when I first started to now, I would have never thought it would have even came this far. I would have not thought that women and men are like, damn, these are some guys I actually follow, and things like that. Like, what comes to mind? I'm going to start with Alan Z, because they're calling you Lick Lips. They want to see Lick Lips start first.
I think for me it just comes with like shock and surprise in a real way. Because I remember one of my friends in college, like, he called me like last month, and he was like, yo, I listen to this music like every day. Like, I go to work and I play music every day. And it's like things like that, and then people that just approach me and be like, I listen to it like every day, and like, I just put your music on repeat, and just, like, that's how I unwind. And I think with that, I'm so thankful because it's like, I could just be somebody doing music and being unknown and having no one know who I am, but the fact that there is a percentage of people that do know I exist and enjoy what I do, it just makes me really happy, and I'm just grateful. I'm just continue pushing until I get to where I need to be.
Melodic Mike?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Because, like, to me, when you were thick and juicy, I mean, I like meat on the bones. You gotta be, when I saw the booty, I'm like, damn, I didn't even realize he had booty. Ty got booty? Okay, spicy, spicy burn off the calories. But, so what are your thoughts, Yeah, because I lost track because I'm looking at your dimples and your beautiful eyes and the eyelashes and everything. Then Alice Z, and we ain't going to talk about THEO. Brian with deep bass. Y'all just got assisted all discombobulated and everything like that. Thank goodness I had sewed in my tracks, because had not, the tracks would have fell off my scalp. Yeah, it would have fell off my scalp, because y'all sexy as shit. I just had to say it, because I know if I look back at this video, I'm like, damn, I should have opened my mouth and I should have said something. I should have spoke my mind, and I had to speak my mind. So what are your thoughts on the question I had before I lost myself after seeing your muscles in the background of the red, and in the bed, and then do the hat and everything with the eyes and lips and everything with the lips in the background?
I feel as though things are going the right path. You know, would never imagine just putting myself out there and actually paying attention to it. But there was a purpose to why I wanted to do the videos that I do. And so as you know, the community is building and it's growing and growing, I'm just thankful that people are tuning in. You know, they subscribe, they're starting to listen and understand why I do what I do. So, just grateful and blessed.
Mr. THEO?
Sorry, I was checking out your guys' YouTube channels here. Pretty cool. I don't know.
What are your thoughts? Like, when you think, what are your thoughts knowing that, okay, today I did a panel, and out of all the girls that hit PATU LOCA, I'm like out of the top 5. Because remember, I just said they gave me a long list. I didn't go through the whole list. I was like, I'm going to stick for the top 5, and that's it. So what are your thoughts knowing that they want me? They really, really want me. I mean, I do too, but still, baby, come on.
You know what? It's flattering. It's amazing. God bless the Americans for creating the internet. Without it, we wouldn't even be here and doing and entertaining everybody, you know. But I don't know. Again, this matters, and I just want to just keep on pumping out more videos to make people laugh, and so I don't know.
Now, seeing that we're winding down, of course, you guys wanted to it was supposed to be a part 1 and part 2, but since I had so many women that are like, oh, don't cut it off because we want to see everything today. It was supposed to be 1 hour, and then if the conversation got, you know, good, it was going to be a 2-parter. But the ladies wanted to see you guys straightforward, no break in between, so that is some stuff. And for a lot of you ladies who are watching, and those of you guys who requested and hit me up in every single social media, even social media I forgot that I was even on, when you go in the description box, I'm telling you right now, you're going to find every single link you can find. And I'm a stalker. Melodic Mike can say that I'm a stalker because I've been stalked him for a few years and everything like that. But you guys will find every single social media link that is presentable that you guys can follow them and everything. Because there was a few girls that were like, I want to find his Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. When you go in the description box, you'll find every single social media about them that you will find in the description box, from their Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Instagram. It doesn't even matter. You'll find them. And then my favorite videos on them, you will definitely find on the description box. All you got to do is click the link and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I just want to let you guys know, thank you guys so much for participating for this All Asian Men panel. I am so grateful. I'm so honored because you guys, I have not slept in 2 weeks, especially from the fact that you guys were like RSVP'd. I was so excited. I almost wanted to cry. I felt like, oh my goodness, like one of those punk bitches. Yes, I was a punk bitch for you guys. Because, like, I watched all of you guys' videos like a stalker. And there were times I found myself breathing hard and y'all audio was on mute because I was just watching you guys talking and I didn't even hear what you guys said. And that happened to me a few times during the interview. So thank you for you ladies submitting your questions that I was able to read it when you guys' lips wasn't moving. It clicked in like, his lips ain't moving. What's the next question? Because you guys are like the most sexiest, and you keep hearing things that keep writing, sexiest, gorgeous guys. And the great thing that I love about you guys are very talented, very inspirational. You guys have a lot to offer. And from here, all I can say is, wherever you guys might think, okay, this is the level I'm going to be on, or this is the level I feel that I'm going to end up at, you guys have no idea from my point of view and a lot of the women that follow you and talk to me about you guys are like a powerful like selection. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the promotional video where the woman in the end like passed out on the ground, feet up in the air, because it's like, damn, he's so sexy. Because you guys definitely gave me fever. So all I must say to all of you viewers who did tune in to the Get Inside Me show, where we got to get inside TGK, THEO Kim, and Melodic Mike, a.k.a. Thunder Thighs, a.k.a. Dimples, a.k.a. I Love You. And then we're not going to talk, and a.k.a. Take Your Shirt Off, because he's the first model on the Take Your Shirt Off campaign. And then we're going to talk about Alan Z, his seductive voice, and everything like that, doing the remix. And for a lot of you guys who know the song from THEO, that was one of my favorite videos amongst a lot of videos, because it's so hard to pick one. On the video of where you'll see him redo THEO's song, the Lips and Nose song, you did a great job on it. Like, yeah, you did. But even though I had to watch you, Ellen Z, I must admit, I had to watch you on mute a few times to look at your lips move and everything like that. Then on the last 3 times I played it, I was like, okay, audio, because you got to play the audio. And I would like to also say thank you, Brian, because the ladies love the bass, because that, you know, if Nicki Minaj can make a song about the bass, you need the bass, anything like that. But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, all sexy, juicy, succulent, and everything. And if I could be able to like rape all of you guys and not get charges and get away with it, I just gotta say it. Y'all sexy and everything, like not get charges. And if I could make a sexy Asian soup where I could just drink y'all like a multivitamin, I would.
Hey, PATU.
Yes.
I want to say, I say on behalf of all of us, we thank you for putting this together. You know, giving us the opportunity just to get together on a Sunday afternoon. For all the ladies that submitted questions and just tuning in, thank you for just supporting us. For all the guys that tuned in, thank you for supporting us. To THEO, Alan, and Brian, keep doing what you're doing, man. Like, I'm so happy to be part of this, just to know that there's other guys out there, there's other Asian gentlemen out there that are just hustling. And I'm just proud to be part of this whole thing, this whole movement. And PATU, thank you again just for bringing us together.
No, thank you guys so much. It's such a thrill, especially to know that out of the list, I went for only the top 5. I didn't even care to go through the rest of the list. And out of the 5, 4 of you guys came. And the funny thing is, I didn't even go. Number 5 never responds, so that let me know that it was only the top 4 that I got. And so I'm so excited and so thrilled. And subscribe to all of your channels to see more of the videos that you guys do. That you would like to give to any Asian brothers that would look that's a fan of yours, or any chocolate sisters that's like, you are so lucky, because I had a female that threatened me. Hold on, let me click on that. I'm not gonna say her name because she's on Facebook, so you get friends list. But she's like, PATU LOCA, you're a lucky bitch. Don't fuck it up. I'll fuck you up. Wait, did she? No, she didn't. Yeah, she did write that. Ah. Yeah, okay, well, but damn. No, I didn't fuck it up. I didn't. Thank you. I should put your name on blast, but no, I didn't fuck it up.
Hey, PATU.
Yeah.
I got to head on out. But,
oh, no. This is the goodbye part.
Oh,
you
okay.
You guys get to say goodbye.
I got to shake right now. But I want to say, hey, THEO, keep pushing, keep doing your thing, brother. Alan, looking forward to just listening to more of your stuff.
Thank you.
You know, good luck with everything. I'm proud of everybody that joined the panel. Brian, keep doing your comedy. And to the ladies out there that's watching.
Mike gonna take his shirt off.
I gotta leave right now.
No, we don't see chat.
Love y'all.
We don't see abs. Okay, no, hold on. Ladies, you gotta wait. Okay, now, Alan Z, would you like to say anything to your male and female fans?
I just want to say thank you, and don't be afraid to reach out. I'm not famous yet, like your dick and ignore you. Well, I'll never get that feeling, but I just want to let y'all know that I'm really grateful, and I'm very humble about anyone that listens to my music and supports me. I want to say I love
Well,
you.
no, LZ. Well, what I'm gonna say to you, LZ, is you may not think or feel like you're famous, but trust me, like I have so many group pages dealing with Asian men and stuff like that, and you guys were like the main ones, so you gotta be some, you know, because they love your lips and your hair, and then the lick the lips. Yeah, I got that right there. Yeah, no, yeah, I already got that, Shawanda and Tommy. Let me put that down there. Yeah, let me clear that off. Yeah, because they already done. Yeah, so you got to be famous enough for them to remember. And when I share your music, I got a lot of likes from it. A lot of people that came onto that and stuff like yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, so even though you may not think you're famous, a lot of your YouTubers and social media page people think you're the split.
Appreciate that.
No, definitely appreciate it. You're very talented. You have great vocal skills, and it's actually your voice. It's not studio operated or anything, like very talented. So I really appreciate that a lot. So is there anything else you want to share with your fans before you head out?
Me or
No, you, Alan.
oh
Alan
well,
Z.
for anyone that's tuning in and want to find out more about me, you can find me on youtube.com/AlanZMusic, and pretty much all my social media links is Alan Z Music, ALANZ. That's Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook. So just look me up and say hi. Be friends.
Now, Mr. Theo from TGK. You know what? Before I ask you any other questions, what does TGK stand for? Because I have this woman that she's in chocolate, but I'm going to ask her question anyway.
It's just my initials. My middle name is the name I was born with in Korea is DK, so it's with a G. So Theo, DK, TGK.
Okay, so what the women and the men fan wants to know is, do you have any last words that you would like to share with them?
Yes, I do. So on my YouTube channel right now, there is my latest video. It's called Yellow Man. It's a comedy, and it's in the Vancouver Asian Film Festival that's happening in November. So you go to my YouTube channel, check it out. I think it's pretty funny. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at TGK Films. On Instagram, it's at TGK73. And just so you know, I am taking out Evanka for dinner today. We're going for seafood. Her name is Janelle. And yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Damn. Okay. Well, so far I got Theo Canadian accent is just sexy. The show was awesome. Then I got another one that says the heavens just has opened. Then I have laugh out loud. I had a slight heart attack in participation, and the other one was like, oh, okay, sorry. The other person said I flatlined. So. Because remember, I had the Fever song, the original singer, the Fever, because you guys are like the Danger Fever. So I had that with the slideshow and everything. So yeah, so far you guys had a few women flatlined, everything like that. So thank you guys so much for participating on the Get Inside Me show, where we got to get inside all of you guys. And if you guys are interested, only if you guys are interested, you guys can participate where you guys get to have one-on-one, where it's you with 9 other women that actually ask you questions, just like we did for Melodic Mike for Valentine's Day. And not only that, anything you'd like to know, because I had a lot of people hit me up for your social media links. Anything you'd like to know about all the hot, sexy, delectable, salvy, I'm talking about your nose dripping, lips salivating for the sex appeal of Asian juiciness, you'll find it in the description box down below, where all their links of every social media and my favorite videos, and you got to check out the favorite videos before you check out any of the videos, of each and every person on this panel, you will find it in the description box down below. Thank you, sexy, juicy men. Thank you. You guys made my world, and I know I will not be able to sleep until 2016, because I'm going to have dreams about all of y'all sexy, licking lips and the long hair and the glasses. Then we got the thunder thighs and the hat. And the deep bass voices and stuff. So thank you guys so much for fulfilling my beautiful fantasy. You guys want to say bye to bye to your fan?
Bye, everybody. Thanks. Love the support.
LZ.
Thank you. I'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. And remember, don't forget to like, subscribe, and sharing, because remember, sharing is caring. And definitely check out those links for all of your favorite delectable sexy Asian men that was down below. Well, not down below, but the description box down below in the description box of the information. Bye.
Bye.